1989. Please welcome Reverend Lucy.
We're gonna test this. Is this good? How's this? I don't know. Is it working? Yeah?
Let's see.
Not perfect? Well, I can speak loud.
Well, we got to get you on the live stream, so let me give you mine.
Okay. Quick switcheroo here.
They didn't teach us this in seminary, did they? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, is that better? Oh, yay! Today's the day for sound challenges, apparently. I must have brought them from Sacramento because we have a few as well in my congregation. But I did bring a couple of things here to share with you today. Now, this bag says laundry. Can you see that it says laundry? Oh, maybe it's not really laundry. You know, one of the things that octopuses do is that they like to hide. So this one is coming out for a visit today. And this was a gift to me from a child in my congregation after I preached on octopuses. He had one like this, and I stole it at the end of the service. And so he comes after me and grabs it, and then the family gifted me with one. So he wants to hang out with somebody while I share the story. His name is Harvey. Would you be willing to hang out with Harvey? Thank you. And then Harvey has a little friend because octopuses come in every size and shape. And this little friend, who's named Ruby, is a puppet. And I think Ruby wants to hang out. Anybody want to hang out with Ruby? Oh, I see some Ruby fans over there. I'm going to have to go with the beautiful green dress because we said hi on the way in. Here you go. Ruby wants to hang out with you. All right, well, Ruby and Harvey put together a list of things they want you to know about them. But I think you guys know a lot about octopuses, so I'm going to challenge you to tell me a few things. So who knows something about octopuses that makes them really special? No centralized brain. Well, they're very smart. Where is their brain? And especially in their tentacles. Their tentacles allow them to taste and feel and sense. And if you saw the movie My Octopus Teacher, you'll know that the octopus would like press herself against the diver's chest and just engage deeply in sensing that person. So the octopus's brain and all of their sensory organs are all in those amazing tentacles. Their mouths are actually in their armpits. So they're not like us. Wouldn't you say they're not like us? With those amazing tentacles, they can open jars, they can work puzzles, and they've learned for octopuses in captivity that they have to keep them busy. They have to give them things to do. One of the things they did was they have this little box, and it's a puzzle box, and they put the octopus in the box, and it has to figure out how to get out by working little things and moving little things to it. Because if they don't, the octopuses will find things to do. And one of the things they found to do was to squirt out the lights because the lights annoyed them. So they'd take their squirter and they'd squirt right into the light fixture and short circuit the lights in the lab room next to the tank. What else about octopuses? I'm sure you guys know more. Yeah, they have gardens. That's right, they do have gardens. They found one off of near Monterey. There was a thermal vent, and they found all these pockets where the octopuses had laid their eggs, and they were calling it an octopus's garden. Yeah. They can fit through small places, so their bodies have no bones, no hard pieces to them, and they can fit. There was an octopus in New Zealand who made an escape from his tank and made it down a drain hole, a small drain hole in the center of the floor. And fortunately for the octopus, it went right out into the ocean. He said, I'm out of here, people. Yes? They can change their color patterns instantly. And they can make themselves look like other animals. Here, I want to make sure I cover what they want me to. They can be like jellyfish, sea snakes, crabs, to scare off predators. So why do you think they need to be so good at changing their color or looking like other animals? And why, but they don't really have any other way to protect themselves, right? They're completely vulnerable. They're squish. They have no bones, they have no protective coating. So they have learned over the centuries to adapt and to camouflage themselves. What else do I have here? Who knows who the biggest octopus is? It's the Pacific octopus, and it could get 30 feet across and up to 600 pounds. That's the octopus of the horror movies. There's a tiny little octopus that is, oh, where's that? It's on my other page. The tiny little octopus can be half of an inch long and weigh about 1 gram. But the most common octopus is about 12 to 36 inches long and weighs 6 to 22 pounds. But they're of every shape, size, and color that you can imagine. So we're going to talk a little bit more about octopus during our reading and our sermon today, but I'm really happy to share some of the exciting fun facts about octopus with you this morning. And Harvey and Ruby, you're welcome to hang out with your new friends, or your new friends can just bring you up here and put them right on the steps, whatever the friends prefer, but I do want to take them home. Thank you.
So let's sing our kids out as they head off to their spirit exploration.
2, 3, 4. We hold you in our love as you know, as you know. May your heart be at peace as you know. To nurture the spark of the precious love. We hold you in our love as you know.
Octopuses breathe water, but we are human and we breathe air. So I invite us together to take in a nice breath, and as we breathe in, imagine we're breathing in peace into every cell of our body. And we breathe out love. And again, we breathe in peace. We breathe out love. One last time together. Let's imagine that peace is just being breathed into our lungs, into our bodies. We breathe out love. We continue breathing together with the intention of being together, being connected by our breath, by our heartbeat, by our beautiful humanity. And as we breathe, imagine for a moment that breath can carry you back over the last week, the last 7 days, the gift of living. And as you think about that week, where in the last week did you experience beauty? A second question, how in the last week were you part of the world's love and not its hate? Each week we hold each other in love as we create space for whatever it is that we're thinking and feeling, our joys, our concerns, our sorrows, and hopefully some gratitude. Some of us stop at the small table at the entranceway to the church where Mother Earth actually sits, a statue of Mother Earth, Gaia. Others of us texted us, and this is just a little bit of what is alive in the room. Ali is thankful for Desmond and Veronica for caring for our kids at paint night, so she appreciated the break and a night out on Friday. Andrew Livingstone has lots of joy. The weather, I'm feeling better today and seeing all my friends at church as Andrew continues his treatment and as he prepares for upcoming surgery. Devin and Claire are celebrating a new grandchild, Charlotte, born 6 weeks ago to our son Simon and his wife Kat. Welcome, welcome to little Charlotte. Sharon is feeling gratitude to Nancy H. for introducing her to Jean H. at KFCF 88.1. That resulted in a radio interview for Enough Gun Violence Brady. Jenny R. is feeling gratitude to Carrie for a wonderful hike yesterday. And we have a wonderful joy, Bev F., who has been facing multiple health challenges but keeps on going. Today is her birthday, and I think we are going to sing to Bev, sending her love and energy for her ongoing rehabilitation and getting stronger and stronger every day. Bev, we know you're there on the virtual campus. We love you. Let's all sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bev. Happy birthday to
you. We also have sorrow alive among us today. John R. is remembering his father, Jack, who passed into the mysteries of death recently. He is grateful for the time he had with him in this world. And we also hold Ryan in our thoughts and in our love as he too grieves the passing of his father into the mysteries of death. We remember too our beloveds, those unable to be with us today because of health or mobility. We remember KP, who is recovering from a major surgery. She will be released from the hospital, fingers crossed, this week into skilled nursing. And she said on Friday that she would appreciate prayers, energy, and good thoughts. We also hold Frank J. in our hearts. Frank, after multiple hospitalizations, will be moving in the next week. And Frank will be moving to Virginia to be with his son. So we wish Frank well as he makes this new journey. And we hold, of course, we hold Saul in our thoughts as he continues grieving his beloved Babs. What's that, Saul? So Saul is saying he's appreciating cards and letters that people have sent. So thank you as you continue to celebrate and grieve Babs. We also remember Sam Z, and of course Bev F, Glenda R, Pat M. We continue celebrating in these last few days of April Arab American Heritage Month as it draws to a close. We acknowledge that Friday was Lesbian Visibility Day and that yesterday was the 30th anniversary of South Africa's Freedom Day. Every April 27th, which commemorates South Africa's pivotal first democratic election in 1994 that marked the official end of the racial segregation and oppression of apartheid. We also continue to grieve that during this Passover season, Israeli hostages continue to be held by the terrorist group Hamas. We also grieve the ongoing plight of the Palestinian people in Gaza. Over 34,000 have now been killed, the majority innocent children and women. Over 77,000 have been injured, and they are facing food, water, and health care shortages. This is a humanitarian catastrophe, and as our governing board did several weeks ago, we call for an immediate and permanent ceasefire. That is the moral and just thing to do. And so for all that has been shared this morning, for everything we're holding in the quiet privacy of our own hearts, we light our candle of community. In these fraught times, our call to meditation seems so appropriate. Comfort me, consuélame.
Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Consuélame, 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 oh mi alma. Consuélame, 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 oh mi alma. Speak to me, speak to me, speak to me, oh my soul. Speak to me, speak to me, speak to me, oh my soul. Háblame, 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 oh my soul. Háblame, 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 oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
Our words of prayer and reflection come from Dr. Martina McGowan, who is a physician, mother, grandmother, poet, and activist in the fight against social, racial, and sexual injustices. Nuestras palabras de oración y reflexión vienen de la doctora Martina McGowan. quien es una médica, madre, abuela, poeta y activista en la lucha contra la injusticia social, racial y sexual. Dr. McGowan's debut book of poetry, entitled I Am the Rage, a Black poetry collection, received several awards, including the 2022 Honor Book for Best Poetry Award by the Black Caucus of the American Library Association. Let us join together in the spirit of reflection and prayer. Let us pray. Nos unimos en el espíritu de reflexión y oración. Oramos. The sea goddess calls. La diosa del mar llama. From oceans and streams she calls me, longing to the water's edge where joy and sadness linger, creation and destruction. She chants in ancient rhythms my heart understands, the high-pitched tinkle of errant streams, the tenor of churning white water, the basso of the unsettled sea, imploring me to remember what is important. Heart pounding, keeping pace with the storm brewing inside, briny tears scorching parched lips. She calls again. Is this a good day to come home? Salt water stirring within and without, devoid of tears. No salt or water to lend to the living. I stand at the shoreline, hunting, hoping for healing, replenished at water's edge. Until that day, my answer becomes yes.
Oh my goodness, what a welcome. I want to share a reading this morning from a naturalist and author named Cy Montgomery. And it's from a book titled The Soul of an Octopus, a surprising exploration into the wonders of consciousness. She says, on a rare warm day in mid-March, I had a date with a giant Pacific octopus. I knew little about octopuses, but what I did know intrigued me. Here is an animal with venom like a snake, a beak like a parrot, and ink like an old-fashioned pen. It can weigh as much as a man and stretch as long as a car, and yet it can pour its baggy, boneless body through an opening the size of an orange. It can change color and shape. It can taste with its skin. Most fascinating of all, I read that octopuses are smart. This bore out what scant experiences I already had. Like many who visit octopuses in public aquariums, I've often had the feeling that the octopus I was watching me back with an interest as keen as my own. How could that be? It's hard to find an animal more unlike humans than an octopus. Their mouths are in their armpits, they breathe water, their appendages are covered with dexterous, grasping suckers, a structure for which no mammal has an equivalent. And not only are octopuses on the opposite side of the great vertebral divide that separates the backbone creatures from such as mammals, birds, and reptiles, and fish from everything else, they are classed with the invertebrates, with the mollusks and the slugs, snails, and clams, animals that really aren't particularly renowned for their intellect. Clams don't even have a brain. More than 500 million years ago, the lineage that would lead to octopuses and the one leading to humans separated. Was it possible, I wondered, to reach another mind on the other side of that divide? Octopuses represent the great mystery of the other. They seem completely alien, and yet their world, the ocean, comprises far more of the earth than does land. Most animals on this planet live in the ocean, and most of them are invertebrates. I wanted to meet the octopus. I wanted to touch an alternate reality. I wanted to explore a different kind of consciousness, if such a thing exists. What is it like to be an octopus? Is it anything like being human? Is it even possible to know? So let's sing together. We celebrate the web of life. Please rise in body or spirit.
We celebrate the web of life, its magnitude we sing, for we can see divinity in every living thing. A fragment of the perfect whole in cactus and in quail, as much in a tiny barnacle as in the great blue whale. to store and bind our future worlds to come with worlds that were and are. Respect the water, land, and air, which gave all creatures birth. Protect our lives of all that share the glory of the earth.
It's totally improbable that octopuses exist. You could say that about many creatures, but octopuses are truly one of a kind. Now, we have a common ancestor with these cephalopods way back in the dim recesses of evolution more than 600 million years ago, a flat, worm-like creature. At some point, this creature decided to venture onto land and later developed a backbone. They became the vertebrates, the birds, the reptiles, the mammals, and eventually humans. The other branch, the branch that stayed in the water, became the invertebrates, those without backbones. Based on our understanding of evolution, we have classified octopus as part of the mollusk family, the shelled creatures like the snail and the clam. Within this family, the octopuses make up a family called cephalopods, along with cuttlefish and squid. So what makes the octopus unique and uniquely intelligent and amazing is at some point they decided to ditch the shell. Other mollusks kept their shells. I'm sure you're familiar with shelled mollusks. Now, this ditching of the shell was a radical act of liberation and vulnerability. For octopuses were no longer protected. While their bodies were free and flexible, as one scientist put it, the evolution of the cephalopods yielded in the octopus a body of pure possibility. But they were also easy prey, vulnerable and exposed. And this is why, as some scientists believed, octopuses became smart. They developed a nervous system much larger than others in their class, with amazing camouflage capabilities and tremendous creativity. They did this to survive and thrive. I encourage you to go onto YouTube and look for some of the octopus videos and watch their amazing transformation as they adapt to all of their surroundings. Okay, well, that's really nice about the octopuses, so why are we talking about them in church? In my theology class 12 years ago, we were handed out an index card, and we were told to write on this index card proof that God existed. Well, I think we got 5 minutes for that. 12 years ago, I wrote down music, kept it very short, and believe me, listening to that adagio reinforces that thought. But if I were to do that exercise again, I would write that my proof of God is the octopus. This is not because I think that God created the octopus. I don't believe in a transcendent God that created everything and manages the earth and the heavens. And I don't think that God is an octopus, though that would actually be really cool. For me, God is the creative life force in all of its manifestations. And one of the creative life force's most amazing and inspiring manifestations is the octopus. The octopus is proof of God, proof that there is a creative power in the universe that is truly amazing, and a power that we can all participate with. Now, of course, not everybody sees it this way, you can imagine. As Cy Montgomery said, octopuses represent this great mystery of the other. And humans have had a visceral fear of octopus for centuries, starting with the 13th century Norse legends of the Kraken, and continuing into the 20th century with Captain Nemo fighting the giant octopus in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I'm sure some of you can picture those sci-fi movie posters from the 50s and 60s that shows the giant octopus and everybody running in fear. We humans like to put things that we don't understand in a category of other, things that seem strange or different to us. And then we project all sorts of judgments onto them and make lots of negative assumptions. This then leads to fear and disgust, and it creates our desire to destroy. We turn the other into a monster to justify our hatred and our self-created fear. This is the dark side of human nature, whether the other is an octopus, an idea, a group of people, anything that is strange to us. I'm sure you will appreciate that this attitude is alive in our country today. Cy Montgomery knew that these creatures were strange but wonderful and set out to have a relationship with an octopus. Now, of course, as a naturalist and an author, she could negotiate with the New England Aquarium to have that access. But she asked an important question: who was she having a relationship with? If you think of having a relationship with something, it implies that there is something, there is a consciousness that you can have a relationship with. Again, we humans, poor sad souls who need about 10,000 more years of evolution, we don't have a great track record on recognizing forms of consciousness other than our own. Lots of scientists, including Jane Goodall, the chimp expert, suppress their findings about the individuality and consciousness in other species out of the fear of being vilified by the scientific establishment. It took until the 21st century before a breakthrough came with the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness, the 21st century. Signed by scientists including Stephen Hawking right in front of the 60 Minutes cameras. This Declaration of Consciousness asserts that humans are not unique in possessing the neurological substrates that generate consciousness, and that non-human animals, including all birds and mammals, and many other creatures, including octopuses, also possess these neurological substrates. Yay, shout out to the octopuses and the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness. So this was the experience of Montgomery. She understood that octopuses have consciousness, they have identities, they have personalities. And over many years, she and the staff developed relationships with 4 octopuses in the aquarium. You might even say they were close relationships. The octopuses would recognize her when she visited. They would make eye contact and study her. They would come to her and place their arm suckers on her hands and arms and stay that way for a while, tasting and sensing her deeply. One moment in her story that really stood out for me was about an octopus named Octavia who was dying. Montgomery had known this octopus for several years, almost all of the octopus's life. Octavia needed to be moved into a different tank and was evading the staff until one who had been very familiar with Octavia went into the tank and reached out and touched her she immediately went into the net. She recognized him and trusted him. Once she was in her new container, she was offered a fish and floated to the top of the tank in order to receive it. But it wasn't the fish that she wanted. It was the touch of her human friends for one last time before she died. Similarly, in the movie My Octopus Teacher, a man develops a relationship with an octopus over about a year and shares moments of touch and connection. It's beautiful to witness. Those of you who've seen the movie, and I think I talked about it in my story, will remember the octopus pressing her tentacles against his chest and connecting with him. I think it's a beautiful title, My Octopus Teacher, because teacher is a good word to bring in here in my sermon. I think in their uniqueness and their strangeness, octopuses have some really important lessons for us. And the first lesson, of course, is humility. We kind of consider ourselves the standard by which all other creatures should be judged. When we find some common ground with another creature, we tend to anthropomorphize them, see them through our lens, and assume that any behavior that is similar to ours is the same as ours. The scientists who struggled with the idea that other beings have consciousness were concerned that if we assumed they had consciousness, we might anthropomorphize them. We would project our own experience onto them. But we have learned that other creatures may have consciousness, but it is very different from our own. We humans, especially those of European descent, tend to approach areas of difference as colonizers. We take what we need to enrich ourselves, including knowledge and resources. We have an attitude that everything is put on the earth for our benefit. We think that everyone would be better off if they were more like us. If we can put aside this need to center ourselves, if we can bring curiosity and openness to our octopus neighbors, there's a chance for us to open our hearts to greater possibility. We need to learn to treat the other with respect. We need to learn from them. Here's another important lesson from the octopuses that Cy Montgomery learned, that we can develop an ability to appreciate something without completely understanding it. Montgomery was friends with the octopus, but she didn't necessarily understand them. She didn't shy away. She went beyond the understandable. Just like Jane Goodall, who sat down to observe the chimps and take in who they were on their own terms. Of course, these lessons are not just about the octopus or any creature that is strange to us. These lessons are important for living in our complex world. So for a while now among you ministers, there's been a lot of angst about what we should be preaching in this time of war and suffering. How much of the troubles of the world should we address on Sunday morning? And as I was preparing this service, these thoughts were on my mind. Why was I preaching about octopus when there was so much strife in the world? But I realized that the amazing, improbable octopus gives me hope. They are this powerful example of the creative life force at work. They could open us up to the possibility of new understandings of other ways of being. We humans are still very early in our evolution, and we really, I pray that we learn a way of being with each other beyond killing each other out of fear and hate. Experiencing the wonder of the octopus is a good start. If we can approach the world with humility and curiosity, if we can decenter ourselves enough to connect with those that are different from us, there is hope. The creative life force is astounding as it is manifest in the octopus, as it is manifest in trees, in humans, and in the earth itself. Engaging with this life force in a creative way takes trust and courage. When the octopus got rid of its shell, it became a body of pure possibility. How can we liberate ourselves from a shell of our own creation? If we can tap into the amazing creative life force of our universe, anything can happen. We might even learn how to save ourselves as a species. Blessed be, and may it be so.
To the of the mountains. You can paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Dear ones, a sermon like the one we just heard and a song like the one we just heard is perfect justification for holding an offering. If we want to continue to create together experiences that touch our hearts, that expand our minds, that give us hope, when hope seems so hard to find, we need, as we are able, your financial generosity. I know that many of us make a pledge, but on Sunday we do hold an offering, first to give an opportunity for folks who haven't made a pledge to maybe give us a little extra so that we can continue coming into your home each Sunday. And then those of us who might have a little extra, even though we pledge, can maybe drop a little of that extra in the baskets on the way out the door with the ushers, or any of the many ways you can offer your gratitude electronically. So in that spirit, let's join together in our words of offering. If not us, then who? If not open hearts, then what? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? If not generously, then how? If not us, then who? A brief pause so that you can give electronically if you wish. I am so grateful for today and our words and our music. As we extinguish our chalice, let us remember that that fire continues to burn. Let's join with Karen and Troy in our chalice extinguishing words.
Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts.
May it be so. Just a few quick reminders, but first, I just would like us to again express our appreciation to Reverend Lucy, our guest speaker. And Lucy, I know you're just about 3 hours away. We hope you will come back and inspire us again. And Jimmy, your stunning vocals. You bless us every time you're here. And Asher, if you would stand, let us appreciate. Woo! Someone else I'm feeling appreciation for today is Cecily, our coordinator of community life. If you are new or newish and you want to get connected and figure out how to belong here, Cecily is so excited to help you do that. And she will be available during our coffee hour outside in the quad. Outside also, we will have a question and answer table with a board member. So if you're new and you're like, oh, how do I break the ice? We're going to break the ice for you. Just grab a cup of coffee, go sit at the table that says welcome, and a great conversation will unfold. Also happening outside today is our Get Involved Fair. So if you're just wanting to know some of the different ways you can become involved here at church, there's lots of tables from our teams. And as always, in the tradition begun by Patty Bennett, who I see out there today, there is a card. If you visit 4 tables and you get 4 stamps, you will be able to be entered into a drawing for a $50 gift card at Target. Also this afternoon at 12:15 in our Memorial Garden, we will have a memorial stone dedication for Joe Fox. Also today at 12:30, Ellis will be inviting all to join in a conversation, Our Planet, Our Purpose, celebrating Earth Day and thinking and learning from indigenous knowledge. Letting you know, next week at this time, it's hard to believe, but it will be our all-church picnic. So after church, we'll be up the street at Railroad Park. And so come, bring your lunch with you, and then we'll head on up for some fun and some games. But the day before our picnic, Saturday, May 4th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., we are going to have here on the sanctuary on Alluvial Ave, but also on Zoom, and a wonderful opportunity to learn from one of our great living Unitarian Universalist leaders, Paula Cole-Jones, the co-author of The Eighth Principle. And here with a personal invitation for you is Paula.
Hi, I am Paula Cole-Jones, a lifelong member of All Souls Church Unitarian in Washington, D.C. You may know me being affiliated with the work to help spread the message of the Eighth Principle. We are inviting you today to join us in an upcoming workshop where we will explore how to live more fully into your vision of embodying the Eighth Principle and becoming a more diverse, intercultural, beloved community. The workshop is entitled A Community of Communities, Exploring Diversity, Growth, and Belonging. I am excited about the future of Unitarian Universalism, and I look forward to meeting some of you soon. Take care.
And if you are interested in participating, Cecily, you can talk to Cecily, you can talk to me, and we'll make sure we get you information and get you signed up for that. Last but not least, we have a tradition that if this is your first, second, or third time with us, we like to gently and appropriately welcome you because we are truly grateful on a day as glorious as today you chose to be with us. And so if this is your first, second, or third time, could you just rise in the sanctuary or let us know online? Welcome, hooray, welcome, 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 welcome. I invite the rest of the congregation to rise with them in community for our closing words and our sung benediction. Our closing words come from Norman Naylor. Reminded that we are part and participants of the universe, let us go forth from this time encouraged to strive toward faithfulness to the best in ourselves, the best in others, and the best in the whole of creation. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
2, 3.
Feel free to join hands if you're comfortable.
Shalom and assalamu alaikum. 2, 3, 4.